Hello again, Glenn with Wogscapes. It's been a while. I'm back in my studio. I'm back to work. I'm just going to show you what I'm working on right now. I'm working on a series of caves. And right now I'm going to be working on the inside of the caves. I've built out almost like a box. And there's going to be a top that goes on it, and you can reach your arm inside this cave. But before I put the top on it, I need to do some basic sculpture work on the inside, creating some smooth walls and some stalactites, stalagmites. So I'll show you where I'm at right now. Here it is. Right. There's the cave there. There's another entrance over here. And what I'm going to be doing to create this is spray insulation foam. I'm just going to cover all of this, right, with this, and I can still carve it away once it's dry. Hopefully get some weird shapes going on. Anyways, I'll get to work here and I'll show you how it goes. Alright, wish me luck. Okay, so I have put some of the foam around here. I'll show you what I was talking about. It's hard to explain what I'm doing, right? That's what I was doing. That's what I was trying to tell you. This is what I'm doing. Right, so let's look inside the cave again. Whoa, inside the cave. Right, so taking away some of those sharp edges from where I'd cut the foam, and I don't know, get some weird looking formations on the cave. Right, okay. There's kind of a side view there. You can see it a little better. So now comes the warning part of the video. So I've worked with this stuff before, this gap filler, foam insulation stuff before, right? Number one, it does not clean up very easily. You need acetone to get it off. So if you're going to be working with it a lot, it's worth getting, you probably don't have it lying around, right? It's worth having some acetone on hand. Try not to get it on your hands. Definitely don't get it on your clothes or on the floor if you can avoid it. And the big hint here, so it expands, right? You squirt a little bit out and it starts to expand and like poof, and then it kind of settles a little bit and it stops and you're like, okay, that's about how much I want in there, right? And then you walk away for 4 hours or so. That however much it expanded, that's half of what it's going to do. It's very, very, very slowly going to continue to expand for a few hours. So you're looking at it like, see, it doesn't look like it's moving, right? It's fine. It's not doing anything. It's getting even closer. It's not moving. It's not doing anything. In a couple hours, I'm going to come back, and it's going to be twice this size. It's going to keep expanding. So don't put so much in that it's going to expand and overflow and spill out of the cracks and onto everything else, right? And keep an eye on it. So that's my word of advice there. So let's do a little comparison. I'll show you this again, and then I'm going to walk away and we'll come back again and we'll see how big it is. So this is a good section right here for a comparison. So let's so let's look at that one, and I'll come back in a few hours and we'll see how big it is and we'll start carving into it. Okay, bye! Okay, and you know what? P.S. Oh yeah, I just put my hand in it, man. I just said don't do that. P.S. I also want to mention that in some of these areas where I've got a big chunk of bark glued to the foam, I also used the spray as filler in the back to help glue it and hold it in place. So here's another spot where I'm slowly watching this expand. So we're going to come back and look at this one as well. Alright, see, there you go. You can see how much that's expanded here. It's nice and hard. I gave it a full about 10 hours overnight, right? You can see how it's expanded up here. It's even over the top here, but that's not a problem because I'm just going to carve that away. And on this side as well. Right, and I filled in a little bit of extra over here as well, but this is expanded quite a bit. Anyways, just something to consider when you're working with this stuff. Alright, I've done a little more carving on the inside. Here it is with the top on. It's not fixed on yet. I still have to do a little more work on the inside. I like how it's looking. The one thing I have a problem with is I don't like exactly how this is meeting the ground. I want to have a little bit of rubble over here. Now I don't want to texture this surface here because there really is only, it's back up here, enough room to put your hand through. If you're pushing your guys through, you want to be able to slide them on here. So I don't want sand and glue mixture or anything on here. But in the corners, I think that would be just fine. Yeah, that's right. That's a Space Marine with a chair. Heck yeah. So I'm gonna have to mix up a mud solution. Let's take the top off. Again, show you here. I'm gonna mix up a mud solution. I'm thinking a standard glue, paint, and sand, and maybe some other bits of gravel and stuff, and just get around here and leave the rest of all this smooth. Let's see how this goes. Okay, sand, gravel, PVA glue, some dark paint into a bucket, mixed it up, and now you can see what I'm talking about here. Again, just to change that transition from the foam down to the board at the bottom, and you can see where I put a couple of just larger rocks in there, trying to stand them up, just for some accent. And then I just mopped up, if I got any on this runway here, right, just mop that up, clean that up. So again, let's back up here, as you're trying to slide your pieces through, you have something nice and smooth here. If you're pushing them against, they're not tripping over bits of sand or anything there. Let's get a long shot here. Right. Well, now I gotta wait for that to dry. That sucks. Alright. And here's the inside of the cave completed. Finished carving. I waited for that mud mixture that I put together to dry and painted it. Started with a lot of dark colors, a couple washes, a little bit of dry brush. Still keeping it very dark, but I wanted very strong highlights on it because there's going to be no light in this area once I put the top on, right? So I want to make sure you can still see some of those details. And here it is with the top on. We'll go down. You see, quite dark, but I needed those details on there. I needed the highlight on there to show off some of that. There's some models in the background for scale. Another cavern here, kind of goes nowhere, just goes out the side. And then the second cave over here, which also goes all the way out to the front of the board and off in the corner. And here is the view from the front. Right, rock face, cave. There we are. Okay, that cave detail is done. Now I can finish off, I can get the top on. I needed to finish that painting first before I could get the top on, before I could finish the rest of the bark detail on the front, so I can finally get to that. That's it. See you later. Ciao.